Hello and welcome back. So today we are going to look at how to save and load stuff. So I pretty much just deleted everything inside of it because let's just start with a clean slate. So I'm just gonna copy the stuff over. Here we go. Alright, so this is just like the old stuff. This gets all the edges in the graph view. This is get all the nodes. This contains our graph view that we then load in whenever we make it. And then we have our two functions here. And this is of course our it is set dirty, so we can actually save our assets. So let's just load in the entire save area, plungly, and go all the way to the top. Alright, so let's just start with saving edges. I don't think this one has actually changed, but let's just go through it. So we have our dialog container OS, and let's see, it's actually fun to see if I can actually remember what's going on here. So we clean up the list, that's right, so it's not empty, and then we only get edges that actually connected. That's good. Then we get the output node. Alright, so now we're going through each edge. So we get the dot output. Oh yeah, it confused me a little that why I'm casting it two different ways here. But we are getting the output node and the input node. Alright, good. Then we are saving it as a new node link. Alright. We're setting the base node to be output.nodegun. Yeah, that's fine. And then we are getting the port name. Yeah, port name, fine. Target node, and we're getting, yeah. So this should be as it already is. So that's fine. So let's roll down here and go save node. It takes in a dialog container. It cleans up all the nodes, and then it goes through each of our nodes in our dialog editor and checks what type they are. So we can just roll down, and the first type is dialog node. Oof, starting out big. Alright, so the dialog node goes down here. We make a new dialog node data. Let's actually rename that just to dialog node data. We save the gun and the position. That's just the base stuff. Then we set the ID. Alright, so the base thing with the ID. Let me just drag this example over, and of course it's compiling. But is that we go through each object, and it deleted everything. Beautiful. This is going well. Can I just drag this over here? So when we add stuff here, each of them will have a secret ID. So when we click save and click load, it would load in the correct order. So you can simply see here that text, and I click load, it is still in the same order. So let's try with event node instead. As you can see, if I mix them up, click save and click load, they are now in line in the type they were loaded in. So to avoid that, we are giving them an ID. So we're saving the ID, so meaning that when we load them out again, we load them in their ID number, meaning they will always have the same positions. So that's the idea behind it. And then we go down to the next one as the base container, and here we just check if it is each type. So we make a name type, save the data from the name, and add it into the name where it's supposed to be saved. Beautiful. And same with the text. Save all the information, add it in. Save all the information, add it in. They're pretty simple. And then we get down to the ports. So we go through the port, all the ports into this list. Right, we make port data. We have an output, input, and a port gun. Alright. So for each edge in edges, so we're going through all the edges. Alright. We're checking the output port name is equal our port gun. Alright, so that means we should find the specific one for Let me just show you. I think that will be easier. I probably need this a little bigger. So if you have a choice over here and a choice, that means it will find the specific edge here that's connected in those two, meaning that we can then find the port input gun and the port output gun, meaning we can make sure that they are connected to the same thing again. As you can see up here, we are saving them in as those. Beautiful. And then we are simply adding that to the list. And then we are returning it so it can be saved in our beautiful dialog editor. Alright, and start node, well, start node is pretty easy. It's just, push gun and position. It's not really anything difficult about that one. Then we have the end node. The end node is also just those two here, and of course the end node value. Again, not really that complicated. Then we go down to our event node as a little more. Again, the gun and the position, and here we go just through every dialog event and save the dialog event here to our list. We're just saving the dialog itself. Well, it seems to be working, so let's actually test that quickly. So this is event. See if we have made an error. So if I go in here and click this, save it and load, and change this to none, and change this to player instead, and click load. Yeah, alright, it's loading in the correct one, so no errors here, beautiful. Then we go down to our string modifier, we'll make a new string modifier, and we just save all the data in and add it into our list. So everything should be working as it should here. Then we go down to our branch. This one is a little different, I can see. So we are finding all the branches, edges, sorry, and we are checking if each x.node output equals node and has the node true or false. Alright, so what we're doing here is first we are looking to check is the current one the same node as this up here. If it is, well, then make sure that we find the edge that is the one with the name true and false, meaning we will get those two here. What after means that we can find the true gun node and false node gun, meaning we can find out which one they are connected to. And this things run here is just when we load it in again, it's important. But we're literally asking, are you connected? If not, well, just give an empty string. But yeah, sorry, that's pretty much it. All right. And then we just go down to a condition, and then again we just make a new condition, save the values over, add it to the list. Then we have our choice. We make a new choice node. We save the data into it. Node.value node.value. All right. Then we go through each of the string conditions. And again, save them into the new value and save it to the list and return it. Yep, that should be all of it. Should probably add some comments on them, but I'm lazy at the moment, so we are not going to do that. This is would actually be a much shorter video than I expected. Just going through it and writing it is a lot faster, so let's just get the load function as well. Why not? So let me just gibbity goobity the load function. Alright, so we're just gonna go all the way in the top and close it and open up load. And let's just have our load functions also loaded in. Blop, blop, blop. Here we go. Alrighty. So first we clear the entire thing. So it's beautiful and clean. Then we generate the nodes and we generate the connections. So let's quickly look at generate nodes. This is this entire thing, and connections are here, and linked together there. Alright, so let's go all the way to the top. Alright, so start node. Start node, again, really easy. We make a new start node, where you pretty much just give it the position, and give it the gun, and add it to elements. End node. We make a new end node, give it the position, give it the gun, set the value, loads its value into the field, and plop, in it goes. Int data, we give it position, we give it node, and for each event data, yeah, for each of those we add them into the scriptable objects, and we add the scriptable object events, and load it into the fields. As you can see, it becomes rather a lot easier suddenly to load them in, because all the heavy code is going on here, which we pretty much already have made. So we're using the same thing 2 times, which makes our work a lot less, which is nice. Then we go down to the branch node, we load it in, set it as the position, get the branch node returned, set the gun, and we add the conditions, reload the thing into the value, make sure it is the right language by reloading. Then we have the choice node. Choice node seems built. It seems like we're doing some of the work in here. What a shame. Alright, so we are loading it in, then we are setting the gun, then we are getting the value. Yeah, alright. Then we are getting every type of language, loading it loaded into it, and then after that the same with the audio clips. We're pretty much just making sure that it's the same. And then we have the event data conditions. We load those in. That's luckily for us a little easier. And then, of course, we reload the language, load the things into the field, and it should actually be like this. So whoopsie doopsie. And then we have our dialog. Okie dokie. So we get the position, we set the gun, we make this entire thing. We make a list of base container. After that, we add our dialog data image, our dialog text, and dialog names all to it. Whereafter we use this fancy function here. Alright, so this one I need to explain a little, because this is a sorting delegate. So what it pretty much does is that it goes through all of. It's a sorting method that we use. We use with no number, so it can sort everything inside of classes through number. So we go through sort, and then we just delegate. Then we tell it it needs to compare x and y to each other, and then it needs to return them. So x value compare to y value, or ID value, meaning that it will then put them in. It will sort them after the ID value number, and after that, well, then simply go through for each loop that adds them compared to what they are, pretty much. And then at the end, simply add the port and reload language and load into fields, and that needs to be different as well. Do they need to be? Nah, I think that's the right way. Alright, and then we need to make connect from node except for dialog. Well, I actually don't think this is the case anymore. So actually I think we can remove that, because that is a different story now. I think so? Yeah. Alright, so we are now connecting. So when we are loading it in, we are going through every node. And we are getting the node length connection, where the edges is to this specific node. No. Let me just make sure what's going on here. So we get the dialog container OS. Let's just jump up in the tab. Alright, good. So it gets that. Then we get all the node links where edge base node equals I does base node. Ah, alright. Alright, I think I know now what's going on. Alright, so here, because we are in a for each loop, it's going through each node. So it wants to get all the connections that is connected to this specific node. After that, we should get all the connections that this node has. Then we want all output nodes. So we're going to go node.outputContainer.children and ports, meaning we will now get all the outports, output ports. And then we're going to go through all of the connections and set the string target node for each connection to be targeted to get the target string node of its connection, so who it's targeting. Then it's target the base node of its target. So it finds the first node that has that one, because it should only be one, so might as well set it to have one. And if it doesn't find one, well, then ignore this part. Then we're gonna go into the nodes and check all the output nodes and check if they match up with its name. And if it matches up with the name, well, that means we now have a pair. So link those two together. And we go down here and it links those two edges together with the ports. I might have poorly explained this part up here, because to be honest, I can't remember half of it. It's so long ago I made this. And I think I just came to the realization that I could kinda understand what was going on. This was a lot of trial and error to get it all to work. Boop, 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 boop. Yeah, sorry if it's barely explained, but then we have the load function in the top now. And we can click this together. And we can go over here, load it in, because now we just need to go into our, I think it's, no, it's the dialog editor. And we should just roll down to save and load. Save and load, and we should now have our function working again. Save, and we should now be able to actually load and save. So let's cross our fingers. Let's just open it from the beginning. Oh, something went wrong. What went wrong? It's trying to load. Well, of course, there's nothing in it. How about we just delete it for safety reasons and make a new one? Try and open it and just create something and save it and see what happens. Well, that did not work. So what went wrong? So it does not have a current. Wait, what? Is it because we have? Alright, what went wrong? What's it saying? The object reference not set to an instant of an object. Wait, is it me who is doing the dum-dum? Now it is there, but where? I don't think we are constructing it, are we? Oh. That might be a good idea to actually construct it as well. Might be a really good idea. Let's have a look, see. Well, that looks promising. Click load. So it was just me that forgot one of the things, and let's add some stuff and see if it can actually remember any of this. You go here, you go here. Um, yes, just like this. And let's add something in it. Just so we have something. Save and load. It seems like it's working. Let's duplicate this. Go inside this and delete that one, that one, that one. And just add some random stuff here. Diddle-diddle, diddle-diddle, diddle-diddle. Do we have any sounds? We actually don't. Alright, save, load. So we now should be able to... Yes! Beautiful. Alright, so I think we have our load and save function working. And if not, I guess we will find out quickly when we get to the UI stuff. And save and load. Beautiful, beautiful. Alright, we haven't checked branches yet. So, let's just do this and this. Add a condition. Save, load. Well, let's add some more choices just to check. Alright, save, load. Ah, beautiful. And even if we add some text and a name, click save. Let's just add some images just to check if the images works. Load, beautiful. Alright, so that seems to be working. Nice, nice, nice. Alright, so now we have the load and save function working again. That didn't take much longer than I wanted it to. And it's even styled in beautiful colors as well, so could we ask for more? I do not think we could. So the next thing we should probably do is have the CVS files up and working again. And then after that, I think we will look at how to make the new UI stuff. Alright, so thank you for watching and see you in the next one.